Hello, guys. Welcome to Agriclarity, and I welcome you all to today's session where we will be discussing about September month current affairs. Okay, so why this session is important for you? Number one is because we have studied so much of static now, isn't it? We have studied up till this time. We have studied so much of static portion, and you know that IBPS exams, right? In case of IBPS exams, there is always a unpredictable element, right? There is always an unpredictable element. So in order to cope up with that unpredictable element, we should be covering some portion of current as well. Okay, now that we have done with statics, we have solved so many questions, we have done revision sessions, and we have also done so much of our test, isn't it? We have given all India mocks also. So now that we have done so much of statics, so some portion of the current must be done, okay, so that we can cope up with this unpredictable nature of the question that IBPS comes up with. Because if this year they put up some questions from current affairs, then you should be able to solve it. Okay, even though current affairs, in IBPS AFO Mains, only very few number of questions have come from current affairs, but you never know what IBPS may do, okay, what surprise IBPS may put up in the mains paper. So you should be accordingly prepared. So that is why number one point that you should cover the current affairs. Number two point why this session is important is because relate the current affairs with the static portion. Okay, relate the current affairs with the static portion. Now how you will relate? Suppose there is a news related to potato, then what you will do, that once you have covered with the current affairs, like what is the news about potato, then what you will do is that you will cover the static portions related to potato as well. Okay, so sometimes IBPS, what they do is that they try to cover the static portion in relation to the crops or in relation to whatever is there in the news. So therefore you should be thorough with the current affairs so that you can be thorough with the static portion. Okay, just randomly, they do not, IBPS do not ask questions randomly, they try to relate the current affairs with the static. So they may not ask nothing from the current affairs, but they will just take up the crops which are there in the news recently, right? Paddy is in the news recently. Okay, cotton is in the news recently, then potato is in the news recently. So in that kind of way, whatever crops are there in the news or whatever static portions are there in the news, I mean, that static portion from the current affairs they can ask. Okay, so these are the two reasons why this session becomes very, very important. Number one, that you should be able to cope up with the unpredictable nature of IBPS, and number two, you should relate to the current affairs with the static part while you are revising. Okay. Right. So let's start with the session then. The first news that we have is Krishi Nivesh 2.0. Okay. Now, what we will see is that what is this Krishi Nivesh 2.0, and we'll try to relate if this can be, correlated with static or not. Okay. If this news can be correlated with static or not. So let's see about Krishi Nivesh 2.0. So when was this Krishi Nivesh 2.0 launched? It is September 2024. Now, let's try to decode what Krishi Nivesh is, isn't it? Krishi means agriculture, isn't it? And what is Nivesh? Nivesh means investment. So we are talking here something related to investment in agriculture. Okay. So let's see about the news now. When was it launched? September 2024. Who launched it? Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Why they launched it? To improve the ease of doing business and attract private investments in Indian agriculture. As I told you, from the name itself, you can understand that it is something related to investment in agriculture. So, what is the initiative all about? It is to improve the ease of doing business in agriculture and to also attract private investments in Indian agriculture. Okay. So what is this Krishi Nivesh 2.0? So it is a single window digital platform for the investors, agri entrepreneurs, FPOs, and the startups. So this is a what? This is a digital platform, and as the name suggests, Krishi Nivesh, that is agriculture investment. So it is a platform for whom? For the investors, so that they can invest, for the agri entrepreneurs, so that they can take the advantage of the investors investing in their projects, okay, for the FPOs and also for the startups. So investors will be investing and the investment will be utilized by whom? The agri entrepreneurs, the FPOs, and also the startups. Okay, so I hope you have got the concept clear by now, right? Now, what this Krishi Nivesh will do is that it will help in exploring investment opportunities, government schemes, subsidies, and also the state level incentives in the agriculture sector. Now, since it is a single window digital platform, so all these things will be available in the one platform or one portal, that is Krishi Nivesh 2.0. So whatever agri entrepreneurs are there, FPOs are there, startups are there, they can explore the options that they have. Okay, what are the options? Investment opportunities by investors. It can be government schemes, it can be subsidies, or it can also be state level incentives. Okay, encourage private sector participation in agriculture and allied sectors, and also what it will do, it will support employment, farmer income through agri infrastructure growth. Now, since investment will be available, so automatically what, there will be infrastructural growth, and that infrastructural growth will help in supporting rural employment and farmer income. Okay, so as of uh, from core agriculture static point of view, there is nothing to correlate from here. Okay, except for one, that you can study about FPOs. Right, you can study a little bit about FPOs. So, if you know what is the major theme about FPO, how many, according to our Indian agriculture system, okay, or according to our Indian rules and regulation, how many minimum number of members should be there in an FPO, what is the minimum number of members in general areas or general states, and what is the minimum number of areas, members in an FPO for the northeastern states and hilly states. These are the two three things that you can correlate. Okay, so what I have told you, what you can correlate, what is an FPO, okay, what is an FPO that you can correlate, and what you can say, the members, the number of members in case of an FPO, right, that you can correlate from here, right? Okay, so then let's go for the next news. So this is India produces monoflavor lavender honey and Kashmir. So you see, this is directly related to our static portion, isn't it? Because honey is there, lavender is there. So automatically this is directly related to our static portion. All right. It's a core agriculture news, right? Okay. So what we have seen here, that it produces mono flavor lavender honey in Kashmir. Let's talk about this. Who has produced? CSIR, Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine. Where is this Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine? First question, right? So it is located in Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, got it. The first question can be that where is the Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine located? So that is in Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir. Since this is news, this can be asked. Do you get it? Why I told you that this current affairs session is important? Right. So now, CSIR, Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, has for the first time produced mono flavor lavender honey. Okay, mono flavor lavender honey. Kashmir's climatic condition favor lavender cultivation. Now, what is the from here lavender cultivation from where here? The first thing that should come in your mind is that which revolution is related to lavender cultivation, right? That should come, that should strike in your mind whenever you hear this lavender word. Okay, then another thing that can come is that should come actually, that which place is most famous for lavender cultivation, or which you can say is the center for lavender cultivation. Okay, which place in Jammu and Kashmir is considered the center of lavender cultivation, or the hub for lavender cultivation? That should come to your mind. Okay, and please answer this in the comment section. Which is considered to be the center or the hub of lavender cultivation in India? Hub of lavender cultivation in India. Okay, which place in Jammu and Kashmir? I'm saying that it's in Jammu and Kashmir only, but you need to name the place particularly. Okay, it is considered to be the birthplace or center or hub, okay, of lavender cultivation in India. Do answer this question in the comment section. All right. Okay. So let's get back to the news. So Kashmir's climatic condition favor lavender cultivation promoted under the Aroma Mission. So again comes here Aroma Mission. So Aroma Mission is an initiative of which organization? That is CSIR, right? It is a initiative of CSIR IIIM, that is Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine. confirmed with 61% lavender pollen cultivation through scientific testing. That is why it is monoflavor. Why? Because it has been confirmed that there is 61, this honey is produced from 61% lavender pollen. Okay, so therefore this is considered monoflavor. Validated using advanced technologies like fluorescence and scanning electron microscopy, beekeepers place hives near lavender farms to ensure that the bees collect nectar mainly from lavender. Okay, now what do you understand by monofloral honey? So they may also put up the question that choose from the option the correct statement regarding monofloral honey. So therefore, you should know what is monoflavor honey. Okay, so honey that is derived majorly from the nectar of a single flower type. Okay, that is like close to 80% of the nectar source is from the single flower, then it is considered to be what? Monoflavor honey. Like here you see 61% is from the lavender. Okay, it has been scientifically proven. So this is why it is known as monoflavor honey. So then such kind of honey has distinct flavor, aroma, medicinal properties based on the flower source. So if there is a principal flower like close to 80% nectar has been sourced from a single flower, then that kind of honey is known as what? Monoflavor honey. Okay. Right. Then let us talk about purple revolution. As I was talking here about in here, na, that whenever you hear lavender cultivation, two things should come in your mind. That what revolution is related to lavender cultivation, and number two, which is the center or hub of lavender cultivation in India in Jammu and Kashmir, right? So these two things should come. Number one answer you have already got from this slide that purple revolution is related to lavender cultivation, but the second answer that is center or hub of lavender cultivation in India that you should answer in the comment section, right? Okay, so let's talk about purple cultivation. So lavender cultivation introduced in Kashmir in 1970s. From where lavender has been introduced to India? That is from Bulgaria. Okay, expanded significantly since 2014. Now spread over 750 hectares across Jammu and Kashmir. So this is also important current status of lavender cultivation that it has crossed over 750 hectares across Jammu and Kashmir. Farmers, especially women from SHGs, are being trained in cultivation and beekeeping. So where from lavender is sourced or you can say introduced in India, that is from Bulgaria. Current status is that there are over 750 hectares of land cultivated in Jammu and Kashmir, right? Okay. Then let's move to the next question. Bharati initiative. What do you understand by this Bharati initiative? Okay. Let's talk about what is this Bharati initiative. Now, who has launched Bharati initiative? EPIDA. Okay, EPIDA has launched Bharati initiative to support 100 agri-food startups and to enhance India's agri-food export potential. So here we are talking about agri-food startups. So Bharati initiative is related to what? Agri-food startups. So what does Bharati stand for? Okay, what is the acronym? You see, Bharat's Hub for Agri-Tech, Resilience, Advancement and Incubation for Export Enablement. Okay, so that is the full form or the acronym for Bharati. Bharat's Hub for Agri-Tech, Resilience, Advancement, Incubation for Export Enablement. Now, what kind of initiative it is? It's a national startup support and export acceleration platform for which sector? That is for Indian food and agri-tech what ecosystem. Okay, so it's a startup support and also export acceleration platform for what India's agri food and agri-tech ecosystem. Who launched this? It was launched by EPIDA under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay, and supported by what? Supported by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, aligned with Startup India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, these two initiatives. So this Bharat initiative is aligned with Startup India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, and it is supported by Ministry of Food Processing Industries. So what are the targets of Bharti initiative? That is, it aims to support and empower 100 agri-food and agri-tech startups, and it wants to achieve $50 billion agri-food exports by 2030. So these two targets becomes very important. How many agri-food startups or agri-tech startups it wants to support? That is 100, and by 2030 it aims to achieve $50 billion agri-food exports. Okay. Second thing, what are the key components of this particular initiative? Okay, number one is your startup cohort, that there will be a selection of 100 startups through EPIDA's website. Okay, Number two is acceleration program, that there is a 3 month training on product development, then export readiness, then compliance, and also global market access. So there will be a what, 3 month training. It's an acceleration program. This training is a part of an acceleration program. Awareness campaign will also be there. National level outreach to engage startups, investors, agri export stakeholders. And then the fourth component is an innovation focus, that is high value GI products, organic foods, superfoods, livestock products, Ayush linked products. So these will be promoted under the Bharati initiative. Okay, so these are the four components under the Bharati initiative. So I hope this Bharati initiative is also clear to you, and I have focused on whatever important points are there from this particular initiative, right? So let's move to the next point then. Kapas Kisan app. So this is it's a VVI news. Okay, Kapas Kisan app. Now, if you know what is the meaning of Kapas, then this becomes very easy for you. So Kapas is actually what? Cotton. Okay, Kapas is cotton. So Kapas Kisan app. That means it is somewhat related to cotton farmers, isn't it? Or maybe textile farmers or whatever. So it is somewhat related to textile or cotton. So from the name itself, you have derived that, isn't it? Or deduced that. So Kapas Kisan app. So it was launched. When was it launched? 2nd of September 2025. Okay. Now the second question for you. So one question I've asked you regarding the center of lavender cultivation. Now the second question for you is 2nd September is celebrated as a some crop day. Okay, some crop day. So 2nd September is what day? Okay, you need to mention it in the comment section. 2nd September is what day? Is it a vegetable crop day, or maybe an agronomic crop day, or maybe a fruit day? Okay, so try to find it out. 2nd September, or it can be an animal husbandry, something related to animal husbandry also. So try to find it out. 2nd September is what day? Okay, so this is the second question that you need to answer in the comment section. Right, let's move back to the news. So Kapas Kisan app, it was launched on the 2nd of September 2025. Who developed this particular app? Cotton Corporation of India under the Ministry of Textiles in New Delhi. Who launched this? Union Minister of Textiles. So who is the Union Minister of Textiles? Giriraj Singh. What is the purpose of this app? It aims to digitize cotton procurement under MSP. You know that cotton is a crop for which MSP is announced, right? So, in order to procure the cotton crop, okay, under MSP, that whole process will be digitized, okay, using this Kapas Kisan app. So, the app aims to digitize cotton procurement under MSP, which will empower the farmers with transparency and efficiency in the procurement process. Payment tracking. So there will be a portion in this app where there will be real status updates on payments directly linked with Aadhaar and NACH. What is NACH? National Automated Clearinghouse, right? Then next is self-registration, that farmers can securely register to sell the cotton under MSP. Slot booking, the digital scheduling at procurement centers to reduce waiting time and crowding. So that will also be there. So these are the you can say the steps, or these are the advantages that will get under this Kapas Kisan app. All right. Right. Let's move to the next part then. NITI Aayog report on path to Atmanirbharta in pulses and millets. So you know that National Mission on Pulses, this is very much in news. So this year pulses becomes very important. Okay, be very thorough from the static point of view regarding pulses. Okay, since National Pulses Mission is in news, very much in news, and it's very recently in news. So therefore, pulses, the static portion on pulses becomes very important. So you should be very thorough with all the pulses, the protein content of the pulses, the scientific name, okay, and whatever important varieties or any chemicals or compounds which are there. So all those things you should be very clear with. The package of practices of pulses, this should be very clear with. Okay. Right. So let's move to the report. Let's move to the report then. One second. Yeah. Okay, so what is the title of the report? Strategies, Pathways for Accelerating Growth in Pulses Towards the Goal of Atmanirbharta. Although it says about pulses in this report, but there is a sizable content in the report where it talks about millets. Okay, so therefore we will see about the current status and trends in millets in India from that particular report. Okay, from NITI Aayog report, some trends and status of millets we will see, which I have deduced from the NITI Aayog report, right? So, global share, if you see, India produces close to 41% of global millets, okay, that is 16 million tons annually, making it the world's largest producer. Okay, so India is the largest producer of millets. Regional spread, if you see, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Karnataka, UP, MP, they account for over 80% of the millets production. Then decline in consumption. Per capita millet consumption has dropped from 32 kgs, that was in 1960s, to 4 kg per year today. So what is our per capita consumption of millets currently? That is 4 kg only. Okay. So millets has been replaced by what? Rice and wheat in PDS and diets. What is PDS? Public distribution system, right? The nutritional security of millets. So millets, you know that it is rich in iron, calcium, fiber, protein, so it helps in combating malnutrition and anemia. Climate resilience, that millets require 70% less water than rice, so it is suitable for drought prone and arid regions, and also millets are suitable for the as a climate resilient crop, right? Because we have our climatic system is becoming unpredictable day by day. So therefore, in order to combat desertification, in order to combat low rainfall conditions, okay, and certain other climate resilient conditions, millets can be grown very successfully because they can be grown in hardy situations, right? So therefore, it is a very important climate resilient crop. Food security, that millets have been integrated into midday meal, ICDS, integrated child development services, and also in the public distribution system, so as to benefit the vulnerable groups. And global marketing, if you see that millets are marketed as a superfood under India's Shri Anna branding, right? Boosting exports and also agri diplomacy. So from here, you have got the trends of millets. What is your work that you should come up with the static portion of millets? You should be clear with the static portion of millets. What are the most important things in case of static portion of millet? How you will see, that is, number one is your scientific names of the millets, you should be very clear with, right? Scientific name and the common name of the millets you should be clear with. So names of millets, right? Number two is specific protein or nutrient related to millets becomes important. Okay, highest producing states of different millets, of the total millets, that becomes important. Okay, highest producing states. So these are the static portions that become important from millets point of view. Okay, and any, if there is any pest and diseases, okay, pest and diseases, or if there is any variety specific to any sort of millet, so these things you should be very clear with, right? Let's move to the next. SLCM partners with IDBI Bank and Punjab and Sind Bank. So, what is SLCM? That is Sohan Lal Commodity Market Management Limited. This is India's largest post-harvest logistics and agri solution company. So, this Sohan Lal Commodity Management Limited, they have partnered with IDBI Bank Limited and Punjab and Sind Bank. What for? That is to enable farmers, traders, and SMEs. SMEs means small and micro enterprises, to use their stored agri produce as collateral for loans. So the farmers, the traders, and the small and micro enterprises, they can store, they can use their agri producers as collateral for loans. Okay, so which commodities would be supported? That means they're talking about some agri produce. Which agri produce would be supported? That is cotton, pulses, maize, spices, and other staples. Okay, cotton, pulses, maize, spices, and other staples which are stored in different post harvest structures, right, or in godowns or warehouses. So they will be used, such agri producers will be used as collateral for loans. Now, technology backbone, so SLCM's patented AgriReach platform, which is offering real-time monitoring of agri commodities. So this AgriReach platform will be used as a real-time monitoring for the agri commodities. And this AgriReach platform is the flagship technology of SLCM. So you can just remember this part regarding AgriReach platform. So name one platform which helps in real-time monitoring of agri commodities. That is your AgriReach platform. Okay. Right. Next, let us see about two news. Number one, that NABARD takes steps to secure GI tag for Jharkhand's traditional products. Now, from this news, why it is important? Because NABARD is supporting for GI tags of different Jharkhand product, okay, traditional products. Now, out of those products, some of the core agricultural products like Atye mutton of Deoghar, sweet tamarind of Simdega, and Kuchai turmeric, okay, so these are some of the products. Now, sometimes question might, IBPS may also put up a question like Kuchai turmeric is indigenous product or traditional product of which state? So you should be able to answer Jharkhand. So therefore, because of these three products only, Athe mutton, sweet tamarind, and Kuchai turmeric, this news becomes important. Okay, right. Next comes exotic eustoma blooms in Odisha. So, what do you understand by eustoma? Let's talk about this. That scientists at CSIR National Botanical Research Institute have successfully cultivated eustoma, which is Lysianthus, for the first time in Odisha, okay, in a poly house at Sanatanpalli, Sambalpur district. So, eustoma or Lysianthus, it's a flower crop, okay, it's an ornamental flower. It's an ornamental flower crop. So, let's talk about then Lysianthus. So it's a herbaceous annual flower from the Gentianaceae family. Okay, from the Gentianaceae family. So family also you've got right from here. It's a native of Mexico, southern USA, Caribbean, and South America. Okay, so it is in the America. It is native to America, Mexico, southern USA, Caribbean, and northern South America. And what kind of climate it thrives in? It thrives in grasslands and also warm climates. Premium ornamental value, large funnel shaped blooms in pink, purple, white, blue with long vase life, like it can stay fresh for more than 2 weeks. Two harvests per year, potential income of up to 2 lakhs per acre per season for farmers, and diversity that there are both single and double flowered blooms. So important thing is what the family, okay, it's an annual flower, it's a herbaceous plant, thrives in grasslands and warm climate, native of American region, and what that it has economic potential, right? And second, most important, if you see about the current news, that where is it cultivated recently? It is cultivated for the first time in Odisha by NBRI scientists. Okay, right. Next. So this is a situation assessment survey of agricultural households. Okay, this is important. This survey is important. Now, what is it? It's a national representative survey assessing economic well-being of farm households. Okay, how much that means what is the income of the farm households, how they're performing. These things will be assessed under this particular situation assessment survey. When was it launched? It was launched in 2003. It was expanded in 2013, and currently this is the 2019 version. Means from 19, they have again strengthened it. Okay, they have modified it. So let's talk about this then. Who conducts this situation assessment survey? NSO, MOSPI, in coordination with Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Okay. Now, what is the objective of situation assessment survey? So the objectives are it is to assess income, expenditure, and debt of the farm households, to track the livelihood patterns, crop and livestock production, and also to support agriculture and rural development policies for inclusive growth, right? The key features are that it covers all the agricultural households, it collects data on land, livestock, technology adoption, it monitors the institutional finance, crop loans, and insurance coverage, used by NITI Aayog, Ministry of Agriculture, research bodies, and banks for policy design. So, important point from here is that who releases it, and you can say when was it launched. Okay, right. Next, let us talk about. Okay, one more question. Sorry, I just forgot from here. So, one more question is there. What is the average income? What is the average income per agriculture household per agriculture household according to the latest situation assessment survey? So this is the third question that you will answer in the comment section. Okay. So what is the average income per agriculture household according to the latest situation assessment survey? Okay. So do answer this. Do try to find out the answer of this particular question and answer it in the comment section. Right. So AI powered monsoon forecast transform Kharif farming in India. So who has launched what? Let's say Ministry of Agriculture integrated with Google's Neural GCM and ECMWF's AI forecasting system so as to create what highly accurate predictions of monsoon onset, the intensity of monsoon, and the progression of monsoon, outperforming conventional weather models. Okay, so which organizations are related in this AI powered monsoon forecast? That is important to remember. Forecasts were sent via M-Kisan SMS platform. Again, this becomes important. Okay. So the forecast which were estimated using this AI-powered monsoon forecast platform, so these were sent to the farmers via what? Via M-Kisan SMS platform to 3.8 crore farmers across 13 states. How many states is this applicable? It is 13 states, providing region-specific guidance up to what? Up to 4 weeks in advance. Okay. So these are the key points that you need to remember. Which organizations have come up with this AI-powered monsoon forecast for how many weeks or for how many days advance forecast it can give? The forecast is disseminated to the farmers using what platform? And in how many states this has been implemented? So these are the questions that should be answered after you read this particular news. Okay. Next news says about Corteva AgriScience launches new pesticides for potato and grapes. So, since potato grapes are in news, static portion about potato and grapes should be clear to you. Right. So, Corteva AgriScience, they have launched new pesticides. So, what is the product? Zorvec and Tecta. Okay, it is what? Zorvec and Tecta. Which diseases has been targeted? Downy mildew in grapes and late blight of potato. So again, how can you relate it with the static part? That what is the causal organism for downy mildew? What are the symptoms for downy mildew? Okay, and similarly for late blight also, the causal organisms, the symptoms. Okay, this should be in your fingertips. Based on Corteva's Zorvec technology, known worldwide for the effective control of umicity plant diseases, this particular product has been developed. What is the product? Zorvec and Tecta. Question might also be asked that Zorvec and Tecta is used to control which microbe. So this part becomes important. Umicity, right? So since it is umicity, that means it is a what? It's a fungicide, isn't it? Now, since it is a fungicide, that means downy mildew and late blight of potato. These are what? Caused by some sort of fungus. So you can just backlink in this way. Okay, right. Now let's see the next one. India to set up 5 modern seed breeding facilities. Okay, so Government of India plans to establish 5 modern seed breeding facilities. Where they are going to set up these 5 modern seed breeding facilities? Number one, CICR of Nagpur for cotton. IIRR, that is Indian Institute of Rice Research. Where it will be? That is Hyderabad, right? For rice. Then IIRI New Delhi for multiple crops, IIAV Ranchi for agricultural biotechnology, and IIMR Ludhiana for what? For maize. So these are the 5 proposed centers, seed breeding proposed centers. Okay. So target is to increase the number of such facilities from 2 to 7 by financial year 26. Impact of seed breeding technology that it will enable multiple crop generation per year up to 4 compared to 1 to 2 under natural conditions. The breeding cycle will be reduced, right? So this breeding cycle will be reduced from 6 to 10 years to 2 to 3 years. In this breeding facilities, the major aim is that they want to shorten the breeding cycle so that farmers can get access to improved seeds faster, right? So important one is that what are the proposed centers and for which crop? All right, right. Let's see the last news from September. Okay, the major news. This caters to major news. There may be some one or two other news also related to agriculture, but those are not that much important from AFO perspective. Okay, I've tried to bring in all those important news which are important only from the AFO perspective. Right. So soilification technology was in news recently. So what is this soilification technology? Let's talk about it. Researchers at the Central University of Rajasthan successfully cultivated what? Wheat in Ajmer's desert land using an innovative biotechnology which is known as soilification. What is soilification? It is a biotechnological approach that transforms loose desert sand into soil-like medium suitable for farming. What is the mechanism that is used in order to convert that desert land into soil-like medium? Okay, number one, polymers are used that the sand particles will be cross-linked so as to create a structured soil, okay, which can be used like a medium. Then bioformulations will be applied to this soil-like structure. So what this bioformulations will do, they will boost the microbial activity, improving nutrient cycling and soil health. Then water retention. Okay, when microbial activity will be improved, when sand particles will be cross-linked to make a structured soil. So what it will do is that water will be retained more, which will reduce irrigation needs by binding the soil particles. Stress resistance, this strengthens the crops against heat and arid conditions. Since microbial activity है, न्यूट्रिएंट साइक्लिंग भी है, वाटर रिटेंशन भी है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो जाएगा कि जो क्रॉप्स ग्रो होंगे दे विल हैव बेटर रेजिस्टेंस अगेंस्ट हीट एंड एरिड conditions. Okay, even if it is grown in the desert land. So that is your soilification technology. That is, the sand is converted into a soil-like medium. So which crops were tested? Wheat, bajra, guar and what? Chickpea, right? And successfully they have cultivated wheat. Okay, so that was in the news. So I hope till here each of the news are clear. Why the news is clear, I think that from that perspective also you should be able to figure out. Okay, and I also told you regarding linking of the current affairs from the static portion. Last part, which is one of the most important part, is regarding this crop production data. Okay, just take a screenshot of this particular slide. Okay, because this is very important. What is the production of food grains, of rice, of wheat? Okay, of maize, of Sri Anna. Okay, these are important, of total oil seeds, of total pulses, of groundnut, okay, sugarcane, cotton, jute. These production data are important, and this is according to the third advance estimates of 2000, third advance estimates of 2024-25. So this is the current data. Okay, this is the current data. So take a screenshot and revise. Okay, even if you cannot remember everything, just try to remember the range of this particular things. Okay, just try to remember the range. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope this session was helpful to you. I hope that your exam goes very well. Okay, for that you need to revise repeatedly. You need to see all the things till the last moment. Do not let your tempo go down now, because this is just the right time, right? So keep on practicing, keep on learning, keep on putting your 100% for the exam till you have your seat confirmed. So thank you everyone. We'll meet again in another session. Till then, happy learning.